53 at DeQueen. This is NOAA weather radio station KXI 97 in Salina, Arkansas, originating from the National Weather Service forecast office in North Little Rock. Your National Weather Service forecast for western Arkansas and southeast Oklahoma. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of rain with possible showers and drizzle. Near steady temperature in the lower 40s. Southeast wind to 10 miles an hour with gusts to around 35 miles an hour. The chance of rain 20%. Friday, cloudy. A chance of rain with possible showers and drizzle. Highs in the lower 60s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. The chance of rain 50%. Friday night, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers. Lows 44 to 52. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour in the evening, shifting to the north 5 to 15 miles an hour after midnight. The chance of rain 50%. Saturday, mostly sunny. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs 54 to 60. The chance of rain 20% in the afternoon. The extended weather forecast for the area for the period Saturday night through Thursday. For Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers. Lows in the upper 30s. Sunday, cloudy. Chance of showers in the morning, then showers likely in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 50s. 50%.
Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another forecast here for today. Guys, big shout out goes to Proxy. Thank you so much for your kind support. I just seen that going through as I was literally preparing for the live stream. Proxy, you seriously did not have to do that. Thank you so much for the $75 donation. That is super generous of you, Proxy. Thank you once again so much. And Proxy said, so stoked for tonight's forecast stream. It is cold here in northeastern Ohio. Hi to Andrew, Mods, all the NW16 family. Time to have the eyes on the sky. Well, once again, Proxy, seriously, thank you so much for that. Super nice of you. Anyways, my friends, hope y'all are doing great. Proxy, I'm seriously blown away. Thank you seriously so much. I say that every night, but you honestly don't realize how much that means to me. And how much that helps out our channel in so many ways. So thank you so much once again, Proxy, from the bottom of my heart and from all of us here, guys. Big thank you goes to Proxy. So we have a bit to talk about today. We're going to go ahead and move on into this upcoming winter system. Big cool down expected out of it. But first of all, let's go ahead and see who is here for today. We first obviously have Proxy. What's up, Proxy? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're having an amazing night so far. Let's see. We have Caden, Team Kenny's here, Anti-Spiral's here. Future meteorologist Mia's here, Blondie's here. What's up, you guys? Hope everyone is doing all right. Okay, we're actually rocking back in our NWW16 shirt. Here's the funny part about it. I actually ended up losing the shirt. I don't know how. It was here all along, but I'm actually visiting my brother down here in Florida, and I ended up losing the NWW116 shirt. I only have one of these, so it kind of sucks, but I ended up losing it. I finally found it today. So it's going to be with us again. That's why I was wearing different shirts for the last several days, because I literally just could not find it. So I found it, and we are good to go, my friends. Once again, hope y'all are doing all right. Glad to have you guys here. Let's see here. Caden says, gotta go soon for bed. Sorry, don't worry about it. Absolutely. It's glad to see you check in here, Caden. Hope you're doing all right here. Let's see, Broadway with a donation as well. Broadway, thank you so much for that. Super nice with this little sunglass dude. Thank you so much there, Broadway. Big shout out goes to you and Proxy. You guys absolutely are awesome. So, anyways, let's go ahead and take a look here at the model. So first up, we're taking a look here at the NAM 3-kilometer model just to get an idea. So basically, like I said, as you can probably tell by the title on the beginning portion of this live stream here, you're going to notice there's a big system that's brewing across portions here of the west. A lot of moisture driving its way in here on the western side here of, like I said, of the United States here. Low pressure system will develop across portions here of the central United States and track northeast, dragging in some additional moisture here from the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, all this warm air pulling up. So this is going to bring the potential of some snow across portions here of potentially the Dakotas, mostly Minnesota, Wisconsin, and upper state of Michigan. That's kind of like the main areas that's expected to see this. Once again, Broadway, thank you so much for that. Super, super generous of you. Thank you so much. Seriously, big shout out goes to you, Broadway, as well as Proxy. You guys are the best here. But like I said, snow is going to be expected for places here in the northern plains. I mean, also for those upper elevations here in the west, as you can actually see here represented in the blue, that there is actually snow that is falling. But that's the models. That's what takes it in the future. But in regarding to what is now happening, so you might be wondering, well, what does it look like right now? If we take a look here at the radar, current winter weather radar, we're going to switch to precipitation type mode. So this is what's currently happening. It kind of looks like the beginning of what the model of NAM 3 kilometers said. So we have a bit of moisture driving its way in across portions here of the country. You can see a lot of this tracking up very slowly to the northeast here. So obviously a little bit of rain indicated in the greens here for places of California. I mean, honestly, these areas do need the rainfall in portions of California, absolutely. That transitioned into snowfall across those upper elevations there of California, Nevada, portions of Idaho, obviously, as well, showing some heavier snowfall. Portions of Montana. So obviously the snow is starting. A bit of mixture of precipitation across these areas here in pink for what that is representing there. But anyways, regardless, a bit of heavy snow is starting to really set a place across portions of northeastern Montana. If we take a look at that, you can see how those colors really start to kind of go into like the blues, the really dark blues. And that's kind of showing us that we are seeing some very, very heavy snowfall across portions here of the way. So that's kind of what we are talking about. Proxy with 10 memberships too? Are you serious, Proxy? You seriously do way too much for the channel, Proxy. You do not have to do all of this. Thank you, seriously, Proxy. That is super, super nice of you. Once again, everyone, please give Proxy a big shout out for helping out the channel. And obviously, congratulations to the people who just got those memberships. Like, seriously, that is super, super sweet of you, Proxy. Thank you so much there. Time to Kill says, high wind warning here in Falcon, Colorado. Gusts up to 85 and up to 100 in the mountains. Wow, says Time to Kill. So you said here in Colorado. Now, what's currently happening is that there is some high pressure in place across the east. And honestly, it does kind of make some sense. It does, actually, with those high winds. So we'll talk more about that here in a minute. But like we just mentioned before, yeah, this whole moisture situation is driving into the driving for the west of the east. Eventually, we're going to start to get a little bit more moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and this system is going to really activate across portions of the north. Like I said, north, South Dakota, portion of Minnesota, Wisconsin, upper state of Michigan has got to watch out for this here in regarding to this. So, with that being said, my friends, I think it's time we go and take a look here at the models regarding, like I said, honestly, I think we should take a look at the models regarding what we can expect out of accumulations, all kinds of stuff like that. Like I said, regarding accumulations, it's really not expected to be anything significant, but it is going to have its potential impacts. Some areas, I mean, even if it's just a few inches, which that's kind of what's expected. With that being said, like I said, obviously, with that exactly being said there, it's going to have its own impacts here, and something we still do need to end up talking about here. So let's go ahead and switch on over to the GFS first. We'll switch over to our forecast loop so we can get the main frame here. Let's go ahead and see. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the first scenario here of the precipitation type. So this is kind of what we're looking at regarding what's expected to happen here down in time. So once again, a lot of moisture coming up here from the west. Big kick here from the Gulf of Mexico is going to occur there. You can see that low pressure system developing across the central U.S., tracking up northeast. Big blast of cold air is going to be a result out of this. We're basically going to be getting a big old jet of cold air just completely punching its way down here across portions of the country. I mean, it's going to be absolutely crazy regarding this. So we're going to really have to pay attention to those. Like I said, the models are actually showing the potential of these temperatures potentially getting down into the negative 10s. You heard me correctly. The negative 10s is going to be possible regarding this. So let me actually go ahead and pull up this model, once again, the NAM 3 kilometer model, just to give you a representation, a good visual of what's happening here. As you can see on my map with the 2D version, you can see, like I said, that big punch of air coming down. But here's the big picture. This is definitely what's actually happening here. If we switch on back here to my main screen, it's actually loading here. So you can see, so here is all the motion across portions of the states. So let's go ahead and hit play here. So you see this big old punch of air pushing down here across the country is going to slow down Those images aren't finished. Let's actually drop another model because that one's not done yet. But you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Just a big old punch of really cold air is going to be driving its way across the country. Here we go. So now we're going to go ahead and hit play. And you can see, once again, that big punch comes down. A lot of warm air pulls up from the south, and they collide right there. Those two air masses do collide. You can see how everything slows down there towards the blast frames. So once again, very, very cold temperatures is going to be expected for those areas, especially across the north. Like I was saying, North Dakota and surrounding areas, yeah, you guys are going to be really getting it. Here's the 2D version. Once again, you can see this big old air mass pushing down into the country. I mean, really going to be allowing for those temperatures to get very, very cold. And like I said, once again, negative temperatures is expected. So we are going to get into personal zip code forecast. I see Ohio State with the personal or with the zip code there. We'll get to you more here in a minute. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. Proxy says I can never do too much for such an excellent channel. You deserve all your online success, Andrew. Well, Proxy, thank you so much for that. Seriously, once again, that's super, super generous of you. Rain says, the severe weather's not over. It was like this last December. Speaking of December, it won't feel like it tomorrow. Yeah, so I can tell you now on the radar regarding the upcoming events here really quickly. I'll actually pull this up for you. Regarding the upcoming weather and stuff like that, there is actually really not much of anything happening here. Here's the day one outlook here. No thunderstorms are in the forecast tonight. Tomorrow, there's a chance we could have some thunderstorms across like the Tennessee area, or the Tennessee Valley, southern Ohio Valley, and portions of the southeast. I mean, this is a light green area. Now, this is non-severe. This is non-life-threatening thunderstorms, just normal thunderstorm potential that could be driving its way across the way. So we just have a little generalized thunderstorm risk. You see the TSTM down there. That's just normal thunderstorms, not even in the severe weather spectrum, so nothing to worry about. Just look out for a few storms there for tomorrow, being Friday. For Saturday, once again, we do have ourselves another another generalized thunderstorm threat here, just showing the potential of maybe a few thunderstorms, but once again, nothing really much for Saturday. And then on the extended range, we just don't have much of anything going on here, honestly. The weather, regarding the severity and stuff like that, the severe weather is honestly quite dead. However, regarding the fire weather, we do have a fire, or a critical fire outlook here from the Storm Prediction Center. So obviously places, where those winds are heavier, or there's a lot drier conditions, obviously, like I said, once again, those low relative humidities, those dry conditions, mixing in with the winds and stuff like that, it's going to create the fire hazard conditions across portions of southeastern Colorado, northeastern New Mexico, the panhandle here of Oklahoma, and the northern panhandle of Texas, and obviously mostly impacting, in regarding to the most square miles, here in central and western Kansas. So that's kind of where we are going to be seeing that fire weather concern here for tomorrow, being Friday. So that's something to watch out here for as well. But anyways, regardless of that afterwards, it's pretty much just here for tomorrow. We got to be watching out for. And like I said, someone was saying that they had a high wind warning. I forgot exactly who it was. If I go back, I can probably find it. But someone was saying there was a high wind warning there for Colorado. It can't be too far back in the chat here. Anyways. Oh, here we go. Time to Kill said that. So yeah, honestly, those high winds really does kind of show it, happening there. So, but that's kind of what we're talking about. Anti says, all right, I'm going to go take a shower. I'll be right back. All right, sounds good. But anyways, that's kind of what we are talking about, my friends. So we've got to watch out for the fire conditions. Now, here is what we're going to do, my friends. We're going to go ahead and take a look here back at the models. We're going to discuss exactly how much, we are going to discuss exactly how much snow we can expect regarding this upcoming event. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, well, how much are we going to get out of this? Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that here right now. So we're going to go ahead and switch up here towards the north-central United States here. We're going to go ahead and take a look here across the models. And first up, we have ourselves the GFS model. So anyway, once again, here's just the precipitation outlook here regarding that, or the precipitation type here, I should say. You can really see how, as we track our way down here in the next few hours, or the next several hours, I should say, here for tomorrow. This is going to start tomorrow. It's actually going to start tomorrow, delivering some snow across portions here of portions of North and South Dakota. Honestly, kind of looking in the latest trends, kind of more breaking up of snow. Not really this solid band like you see up here. It's going to be more like patchy type of snow. So it's probably going to be on and off snow across portions of North and South Dakota. But more of that consistent snowfall will be expected towards like Minnesota, even though this model has it breaking up more. There's some of the other models that do support this thing really holding its act together and things like that. Anyways, but like I said, what we're looking for right now is how much are we going to be expecting out of this here. Like I said, it's not going to be anything dramatic. It's not going to be anything crazy and stuff like that. But it is going to have its potential impacts, and we'll talk about impacts here in a moment. So talking about accumulations here, we're going to be talking about 1 to 3 inches for a lot of places here in northern Minnesota. Like I said, really nothing too crazy. A coating to 1 inch across a lot of North and South Dakota. Obviously, a few patches could exceed 1 inch. That's just, just throwing that out there. But like I said, the heaviest snowfall is kind of expected to occur across portions of northern Minnesota. Some areas could exceed 3 inches at max here. But like I said, the heaviest is kind of expected once we move in towards like the upper state of Michigan. If we take a look at this here right now, you can't even really see that. Let's go and see if we can zoom in a little bit. You can kind of see, there we go. So you can see how that kind of pulls up, maybe even potentially higher than 3 inches. That's kind of where maybe 3 to 5 inches kind of pulls out across the upper state of Michigan here. So that's something we should consider out of this model here is, like I said, potential for some decent snowfall. I mean, yeah, 5 inches of snow at max can have some impacts, absolutely. Anyways, but next up, we're going to take a look here at the ACMWF model. This is the European model. We're going to switch on back here towards the the north central U.S. towards North and South Dakota again. So we track our way down here in time. So honestly, I mean, for the most part, there's a lot of similarities and differences regarding what the GFS and this model has to say. First of all, trace to 1 inch is still expected across North and South Dakota, but really starts to draw down on that snowfall across like northern portions of Minnesota. I mean, really kind of shows a little bit weaker accumulations, not as heavy. Honestly, kind of up to 1 inch. I'd say more towards 1 to 3 across the north still, but really not too much here. Now, regarding portions of the upper portions, like I said, upper state of Michigan here. If we go ahead and zoom in a little bit on this, this model in particular kind of shows, once again, kind of heavy snow happening. I mean, maybe some areas getting up to around 3 inches, but so obviously what this model is saying versus what the GFS was saying, the European model, this one we're looking at, is showing less snow overall, comparing to everywhere. Once again, like I said, less snow for the northern portions of Minnesota, which in the GFS was showing 1 to 3 inches. This is kind of showing maybe around 1 inch or so. In the upper state of Michigan, obviously kind of showing there, once again, kind of like 1 to 3 inches there for this model versus GFS 3 to 5. So there's obviously a bit of wiggle room between the models, so there's a little bit of disagreement here. But anyways, that's that. Now, next thing we're going to do here, we're going to take a look at a few more models. We're going to take a look here at one more main model, then we're going to mix them all together and then get an idea, and then we'll take a look at the official forecast regarding the snowfall. So in regarding to GDPS model, this is your Canadian model. Honestly, kind of just showing the same thing. That's a secondary system that comes through. That's still pretty far out, and plus, this is the only model that supports it from what I've seen. So we're just going to get rid of all that there. But anyways, regardless, I mean, once again, kind of the same thing is said. So honestly, if you were asking me, how much could we expect across the way? Let's see here. Megan with a donation as well. Megan, thank you so much for that. Big shout out goes to you. Thank you so much with the little fox emoji thing. Thank you so much. Seriously, greatly appreciate it. You did not have to do that. But like I said, if you're asking me, I'd say it's likely to see 2 to 4 inches across portions of the upper state of Michigan. For areas here in like northern Minnesota, I'd say 1 to 3 is expected. And obviously for places like North and South Dakota, for the most part, I'd honestly say a trace to 1 inch at most across some of those areas here. Now, could you locally have some higher amounts in portions of North and South Dakota, potentially getting up over 1 inch? Yeah, I'd still say it's possible. But for the most part, it's going to remain mostly about 1 inch, if not, a trace to 1 inch for those areas, 1 to 3 across these areas here in northern Minnesota, and then obviously higher, potentially 3 to 5 across portions of the upper state of Michigan. So that's kind of what I'm talking about regarding the snowfall. That's kind of what we can kind of interpret. That's kind of what we put together between what the models have to say here. And then here's the official, here's the National Weather Service blend of models. This basically just takes a lot of different models and blends their opinions together. to honestly get a good, accurate representation of what we actually could potentially expect. And it's pretty much what we were just talking about. Like I said, mostly 3 to 5 inches across those upper state of Michigan there, as you can see. Portions here of northern Minnesota, once again, kind of 1 to 3 inches. Now, once we move back here into portions of like the northern plains, you can see how up to an inch is kind of possible, but mostly just traces to an inch for a lot of the states here. I'd say honestly more of like North Dakota has a better chance of seeing potentially more snow versus South Dakota. So that's kind of something we do need to watch out as well. So mostly just 1 to 3 for places here, and mostly just 1 to 3 across northern Minnesota. I'd say honestly maybe 1 to 2 inches maybe towards central portions of North Dakota, and honestly maybe a trace to an inch across a lot of the other areas here surrounding it in like South Dakota. So that's kind of what we're talking about regarding the accumulation. Now, the official forecast here from the National Weather Service in regarding to the snowfall here over the next 48 hours or the next 2 days, honestly just kind of goes off of what we're saying here. Once again, for the most part, a trace to an inch for a lot of these areas here in North and South Dakota. Same thing for portions of central and southern Minnesota. Once again, a trace to an inch being possible. Some areas here in North Dakota could break an inch, potentially get up to maybe 1 to 2 inches there in some areas. But once we start to move in towards like areas here, once again, towards like northern Minnesota, you can't even really see that, but it's showing 1 to 3 inches for the most part. And then, of course, the upper state of Michigan, which you can barely see there, kind of clocking in the 3 to 5 for the most part. So obviously, with that being said, that's kind of the heaviest is expected across the upper state of Michigan. So, anyways, but that's just kind of the regarding the latest information out of this between the models. We took a look at the GFS, the European model, the GDPS model. We took a look at the blend of models and the official forecast. So you guys can kind of get an idea based off of what we were saying here. Once again, if you're just tuning into us, just as a little bit of a little refresher for y'all. If we take a look here once again at the map of the United States, you can see here once again this is kind of around the zone where I'd say a trace to an inch is kind of expected. I know this is a very, very bad graphic, but you know what? It is what it is. So that's around the region of a trace to an inch. I'd say 1 to 3 inches across portion of northern Minnesota, and of course for the upper state of Michigan, we're talking more 3 to 5. That's kind of what I'm expecting out of this storm here. So let's go ahead and see here. Popcorn has become a member for 2 months. Category 1 Club. Well, thank you so much for that. Popcorn, big shout out goes to you. Saying what's good, what's up, hope you're doing all right. Glad to have you here, my friend. Once again, thank you so much for that to all of our supporters. Big shout out goes to all of y'all. Thank you seriously so much. You guys are the best. Let's see here. Ohio State. Okay, we'll get to the zip codes here in a moment. Let's go see. Hack LM says, hi, Andrew, here from Michigan. What's up, Hack? Hope you're doing all right. Glad to have you here as well. And like I said, that's just kind of what we're expecting here regarding, everything in the next little bit here. So, honestly, really nothing too crazy. But like I said, those maximum wind gusts, you can really see if we zoom in towards places like in the, towards Colorado, you can see how some of those areas here is forecasted to reach, look at that, like 75 miles an hour. These are wind gusts. So obviously, heavy winds is expected. That's why tomorrow we have that fire watch there. That's why we have that, from the storm prediction to the fire weather outlook, is because of that low humidity mixing in with all of this, heavy wind speeds here. Very strong winds is going to mix together to allow for potential of wildfires, which that's going to be a concern. So if it was up to me, I would not burn anything outside because it would not take much to get a wildfire started. Basically what that's saying there. So really got to watch out for that here. Anyways, let's go and see here. Mark says someone gave me a swirly thing. Yay. That goes to Proxy. Yeah, absolutely, Proxy. Thank you so much for, gifting and everything like that you've done, donating to the channel. You guys, you seriously, Proxy, are the best. Thank you so much here. But yeah, so like I said, obviously, that's just kind of what we were expecting. So I tell you what, my friends, I know some of you are waiting here, including Ohio State. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we're going to go ahead and dive on into the personal forecast. I know you guys are probably eager for this part of the live stream. I think I'm just going to interpret this into, our daily videos. I think we're going to be doing, daily weather forecasts and stuff like that. So I'll pick a handful of you guys. Obviously, once the channel grows bigger, I won't be able to get to everybody as much as I would like to. But I'll do my best here. Let's see here. Lillian as well with a donation. Thank you so much, Lillian. Big shout out goes to you as well. Seriously, thank you guys so much for your very generous and kind support here. see any snow for Austin, Michigan, or Wasall, Wisconsin for this week. So, with that being said, like I said, we'll take a look here at the the specific forecast here, and I can go ahead and start off with you really quickly, just to show you. I mean, just in the snowfall accumulation really quickly, and then I got to get to Ohio State because he's been waiting for us, or they've been waiting for us. So if we take a look here at the official forecast here from the National Weather Service regarding the snowfall over the next 48 hours. Basically for portions like towards Wasall, Wisconsin. You can see how Wasall is honestly right outside of that line. Now, honestly, I'd honestly say that it's possible that we could see a few flurries, but is it going to be anything accumulative? Probably not. I mean, it's not going to be anything that you're probably hoping for if you like snow. If you hate snow, this is the perfect news for you. I mean, absolutely. Regarding Wasall. Now, Austin, let's see, Austin, Minnesota. Let's see here. Minnesota is located, I got to figure out where it's at. This is in southeastern Minnesota. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So you can actually kind of see portions of it now. So once again, kind of the same thing. Really not much of nothing really expected there. A few flurries is possible, but really no accumulation between both of those areas. Pretty much the same as kind of expected. So anyways, but yeah. But once again, thank you so much here. Let's see here. Okay, so now we're going to move on into, like I said, obviously we are going to move into personal forecast here regarding zip codes. We'll take a look at the temperatures expected, the overall precipitation, all kinds of cool stuff like that. So if you guys will be interested in that, tag down a zip code. So first up, we have Ohio State wanted me to take a look here at 44622, cross portions here of Dover, Ohio. Absolutely. So we're going to take a look here at the region there. So this is right here in eastern Ohio. Got you covered here, my friend. So if we take a look here, you can see like Dover, Ohio. Is located right here on the eastern side here of Ohio for the most part. So let's go ahead and switch on over here towards Ohio. Dover, Ohio is not listed here, but Dover is pretty much just south of, pretty much just relatively south of Canton for the most part. Really not too far. I'm just going to actually pull back up Dover, Ohio. You can kind of see, like I said, Dover is kind of located right around in here. Here's Dover. So just south of Canton. We're just going to basically go off of Canton here for the most part regarding that. But let's go ahead and switch on over here to the main thing here. So anyways, just south of Canton, regarding tonight's temperatures here, we're kind of expecting some pretty cold temperatures, honestly, into the mid-20s is kind of expected for you here tonight, my friend. Here for tomorrow, during the daytime, temperatures, honestly, going to be heating up to pretty much the lower to mid-50s expected. Tomorrow night here for Friday night, we are expecting this to be here into the upper 30s, potentially lower 40s here. For Saturday, during the daytime, we're expecting those temperatures to really not hardly break freezing. I mean, honestly, we're talking upper 30s, lower 40s, so really pretty chilly day for the most part here for Saturday night here for the most part. Like I said, obviously kind of showing those temperatures really crash again. Once again, you're getting into the mid-20s. So very, very cold for you, my friend. Obviously kind of expected here over the next little bit. Regarding any precipitation over the next 48 hours, we are kind of expecting potentially a little bit of precipitation to fall here, in regarding to inches of precipitation, kind of estimated to be around between 0.2 and 0.5 inches, so up to a half an inch being possible. Regarding snowfall, none of that is expected to be snow. So if that would fall, it would likely be in the form of rain. No ice is expected, and your maximum wind gust here is expected to be kind of around, honestly, over the next 24 hours, the next day, kind of up to around 10 to 15 miles an hour, so really nothing too crazy. So anyways, but that's what's going on there for you, my friend. Hopefully that helped out. Let's go and see here. Next up, we have ourselves, next up we have WX and Dude wanting me to take a look here at 62294. Absolutely, my friend. So 62294. It's the cross portions here of Troy, Illinois. Right here directly towards, this is right here near St. Louis almost. You're basically here in western Illinois. So let's go ahead and bring up the state here of Illinois. Take a look here across the way. So we'll just kind of go off near St. Louis, a little bit to the east of you. Anyways, but for the temperatures tonight, we're expecting I'd say above freezing type of conditions in the mid-30s being possible. Honestly, could drive down into the lower 30s being possible. Here for tomorrow, we're talking into the the upper 30s to the lower 40s being possible for tomorrow's maximum temperatures. Friday night through tomorrow night, temperatures will indeed break freezing here, kind of towards the lower 30s. I'd honestly even say upper 20s is possible. Here for Saturday, during the daytime temperatures, mid-40s kind of expected. Saturday night temperatures here, once again, expected to kind of get near freezing there for the most part. That's kind of what we are talking about. So that's what we're indeed talking about here regarding those temperatures. Regarding precipitation, honestly, expected to be quite dry for the most part. A few patchy showers is honestly possible, maybe leading to some accumulation, but really dry for the most part there. No snow. No ice is expected, and honestly, your maximum wind gust is going to be pretty strong. It kind of looks like anywhere from 30 to 35 miles per hour is going to be possible with those winds, as we are seeing this high-pressure system move out of the country, and that low-pressure system really bringing in that cold temperatures, like those cold air, really crashing down from the northwest. And like I said, that's going to be allowing for the the pressure gradient interaction between those isobars to really allow for those winds to really pick up here. It's been a very, very sharp wind gradient, a very, very sharp pressure gradient, what I meant to say, creating those winds to spark there. Anyways, but that's for you, my friend. Let's get and see here. WX says, awesome. Thanks, man. Happy holidays. You too, WX. Thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead and see here. Hack wants me to take a look here at 49445. Absolutely. So 49445 across portions here of Muskegon. I think that's how you say that. Let's see here. Muskegon. Okay. I see you put a pronunciation here too. So for you, my friend, kind of what we are expecting, obviously extreme western Michigan. You can see it right here. So we're going to go ahead and switch over here towards far western Michigan. Now the good news is we actually do have a marker for you specifically, so we can kind of get a more exact type of view here. Anyways, moving on back here to the main screen and regarding the forecast here for tonight, my friends, or for my friend, I should say. Like I said, obviously here in, how do you pronounce that here? I always forgot again. Muskegon. Okay, Muskegon here, we're talking the temperatures tonight to kind of be right there around freezing, low 30s expected here. Tomorrow's high temperatures expected to barely even break freezing. So honestly, between now and tomorrow's high, not really much of a difference. Tomorrow's low, though, is going to be a lot different, dropping down pretty chilly into the mid-20s here for Friday night. For Saturday, during the all-time high temperatures, upper 30s expected, lower 40s possible. And obviously for Saturday night, once again, very, very cold into the mid-20s is kind of expected for you. Precipitation over the next 48 hours is possible, potentially up to a few tenths of an inch. That says 0.1, but I'd say a few tenths of an inch is definitely possible here. Regarding snowfall, it's looking like potentially around half an inch of snow is possible as of now. But I will tell you this is still the early runs. This is over the next 48 hours, so the storm will probably still be around the area here in the next 48 hours. So honestly, I'd say that could definitely change. But as of now, according to the official forecast, right now we're kind of talking about a half an inch of snow being possible here. Regarding any ice, nothing expected. And those winds are going to be pretty windy here into like the mid-30s, kind of what we are talking about here. So there you go, Hack. Hopefully that helped you out there, buddy. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. TWC says Pittsburgh, question mark. So I guess you're talking about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Absolutely. Got you covered. Hopefully that's right. Let me actually pull up the zip code you gave me, because there could be another area I'm just not used to. So 15212. This across. Yep, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay, got it. Anyways, moving on over here towards Pittsburgh area. You can see Pittsburgh here in the bottom bottom left-hand corner here. Now, the temperatures tonight is going to be very cold. We're talking into the lower 20s. Very, very cold here tonight. Tomorrow's all-time high temperatures is actually going to be warming up quite a bit compared to the other, the other places we looked at here for today. Like I said, honestly, kind of expected to be into the mid-50s tomorrow for an all-time high, being on Friday. All-time high of mid-50s. Tomorrow night, temperatures dropping down, actually a bit warmer compared to tonight here in kind of around the lower 40s, upper 30s, also possible here. Moving on down into Saturday, regarding our maximum temperatures, we're kind of talking around the lower 40s, kind of expected there. Obviously, the low temperatures there for Saturday, those are the high we just looked at. For the low temperatures, yeah, dropping very, very cold once again into the mid-20s is expected. Precipitation over the next 48 hours or the next 2 days is expected, potentially up to 0.2 of an inch, potentially higher or lower. Honestly, I'd say anywhere from 0 to 0.5 inches. From anywhere from 0 to 0.5 of an inch. Obviously being possible of rainfall or precipitation, I should say. Regarding the snowfall, not expected, so this will be mostly just rain here for the most part. No ice is expected. Maximum winds, really not too crazy. I'd say 15 to 20 miles an hour is kind of expected out of the next 24 hours maximum high wind gusts. So that's kind of expected for you, my friend. Anyways, but yeah, that's what we're talking about. Let's see here. John says, hello, what's up? Hope you're doing all right. Glad to have you here. Let's go and see here. Cruise Control says, thank you for the gifted sub. You got to give Proxy a thank you for that one. Proxy seriously has helped us out today very, very much. So big shout out goes to Proxy. Let's go and see here. Hack says, thank you. You are very, very welcome, my friend. Like I said, that's what we're here for. And I want you guys to be prepared. I want you guys to be up to date regarding the latest information and stuff like that, my friends. So, like I said, anything that I can do to help you guys out, you know that I'm going to be here for you. So, anyways, but on the big picture, like I was talking about, I mean, you can really see how all these ingredients are really just kind of pulling together. We're going to go ahead and just play this as a whole really quickly, just so I can draw out what's happening. So, first of all, we have ourselves a bit of, obviously, counterclockwise action. There's a low-pressure system right off of the western United States here. This is going to be injecting some moisture across portions here of the west, as you can see here, delivering some snow across those upper elevations, eventually tracking its way further to the northeast here. As you know, due to that flow here, we're actually going to have some advection, some warm tropical air driving up here to the north from the Gulf of Mexico. Those two air masses are going to collide, allowing for a new low-pressure system to develop across portions here of the central country, eventually tracking its way up here to the northeast. Now, due to all that wrapping motion, due to all of that moisture that is going to be persistent, we're going to go ahead and pause this here. You can see that low-pressure system pulling in across the central United States there, tracking up northeast. This is going to allow for some snow to potentially fall across portions of North South Dakota into portions of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and portions of the upper state of Michigan. Regarding everything like that. Now, people might be asking, is there going to be thunderstorms out of this? Possibly. I'd say that there is a possibility we could see some thunderstorms across the southeast, but any severe weather expected out of it, I'd say no. Honestly, not expected to be anything severe, so we're looking good with that. No severe storms expected. The majority of the impacts out of this system is going to obviously be the snowfall, but also the very, very cold temperatures is going to be a possible result of this. As mentioned before, I think I mentioned this in the live stream today. According to a lot of these models here, the minimum temperatures here regarding this big cool down potentially could get well into the negatives across portions of the north. You can kind of see here for places in North Dakota potentially just breaking below zero there. Very, very cold. And GFS has been a lot more aggressive about this. You can kind of see how we're talking negative 10 below, which is really, really, really cold regarding things here. So, got to really watch out for those very, very cold temperatures. Freezing point is going to be dropping very, very, very deep into the United States there. So overall, that's going to be quite concerning, and the effects of this is going to be felt from millions of people. I mean, absolutely. It's going to be a very, very big burst. You can see how as we track our way down in time, this big old punch just comes through and really just cools everything down here. And then other than that, I mean, that's kind of what's expected here regarding the upcoming weather here. Let's go see here. That went right over top of me in Utah, right? Sound favorable for some crazy weather. So over here in Utah, are you talking about those temperatures and stuff like that? So honestly, like I said, the punch is really going to be kind of remaining just east of you there, Megan. For the most part, though, I have a feeling you probably want me to take a look at our local forecast for you. So let me just do that real quickly for you. So here's St. George. You can kind of see because I remember where my friends are at here. So let's go and see here. So here for minimum temperatures tonight, we're kind of expecting mid-40s expected there tonight. Tomorrow, high temperature, honestly, kind of expected into the, honestly, the lower 60s, upper 50s kind of expected. Really not too bad. Tomorrow night, temperatures dropping down into the lower 40s, upper 30s. For Saturday, temperatures here into the lower 60s yet again, potentially upper 50s if it does not materialize enough to get into the 60s. Obviously, for Saturday night, temperatures once again dropping down into the lower 40s here for the most part. Precipitation over the next, basically the next 48 hours or the next 2 days, there's a possibility we could see up to 1/10 of an inch, potentially a little bit more as possible, honestly. Anywhere from 0 to 0.3, I'd say. Regarding any snowfall, honestly, really not expected. Just to your north, where those upper elevations will likely see some snowfall, but since you're on that lower elevation grid there, honestly, I'd even say it's relatively not really expected to have any snow for you, my friend. Regarding any ice, once again, nothing, and maximum wind gusts, potentially up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour here in the next 24 hours. That's for you. And like I said, that's kind of what we are expecting here regarding the official forecast. Anyways, but that's what's going on there, my friends. That's kind of what we are talking about here. Let's go see here. No snow here ever, I swear. Dang it. Hey, just give it some time, and it'll be possible. Eventually you'll eventually get your snow that you love. But yeah, here's a good visual, guys. Like I said, I was talking about this big old blast of cold air just driving down across the country. I mean, this is going to be impacting, millions of people. I'm not exaggerating when I say millions of people. I mean, the population across the central U.S. is pretty high, really. A lot of flat lands, a lot of good farming land, and there's a lot of farmers out there. And, there's also a lot of big cities in the central U.S. as well. Let's see here. What will Minnesota get? So we talked about Minnesota. Like I said, northern Minnesota regarding snowfall, kind of expected to be around 1 to 3 inches. For more of the central and southern portion, kind of expected to be anywhere from a trace to an inch of snow being possible. Temperatures regarding this event here, though, is going to be quite nasty, which I'll go ahead and show you an example. According to the NAM models, we were just taking a look here. Like I said, here's an example, and just keep this in mind. This is one of the lighter models. This is one of the models that takes this thing a lot lighter than a lot of the other ones do. You can kind of see here, across portions of northern Minnesota, according to the NAM 3-kilometer model, potentially those temperatures getting into the negatives is possible. But for a lot more of the central portions here, kind of talking into like the single digits for pretty much most of the state, honestly. So, honestly, kind of just what we're talking about here. So very, very, very cold. Big blast of cold air is really expected to drive through. Let's see here. Gabe wants me to take a look here at 378192. Absolutely. So 378192. Cross portions. Let's see here. 378192. Is that correct here? 378192. So Gabe, that's not pulling up here on my end. Make sure you have that right there, Gabe. Which, if it popped up, I would do it for y'all. But anyways, so very, very crazy. Zach says, ouch. Yeah, it's going to be very cold for you. So you might just want to bundle up. Honestly, probably the best thing to do. Now, honestly, I can't really say anything since I'm in Florida, very, very far away. While you're getting those temperatures, there and the negatives and the single digits, I'm kind of cruising with a very chilly 65 degrees. But the sad thing is that's during the morning, at the coldest time. Yeah, but, like I said, I don't technically live in Florida. I'm here, for the last month I've been in Florida, but because my brother lives down here, and my girlfriend does too. So, but I'm used to the cold weather. I grew up actually in Virginia, and then I moved to Kentucky, and then I'm visiting down in Florida. I'm just really all over the place, you guys. I'm basically just hopping. I'm state hopping a lot. But for January, I'll be back in Kentucky. Because I found out I'm actually just going to stay Christmas down here in Florida and spend it with my brother, which I haven't had Christmas with him in probably about 10 years. Probably about 10 years since I've had Christmas with my brother, which is crazy because we've always been in different states and stuff, so that'll be really cool. I had the option to stay longer, and I took it because, how often do I get to do things like this? How often do I get to be in Florida? I love Florida. Favorite state. I've always loved Florida. I've always loved the tropics. A lot of family down here. It's just awesome. It really is. Let's see here. Have you ever heard about what happened in Mississippi tornado outbreak? I did. Also, Alabama. There was those two. Like I said, those two fatalities, which was very, very unfortunate. They're in southern Alabama, which is very sad from a tornado that happened. Rain says, so I'm staying in Florida until January. Yes, probably either the first or the second week of January. I'll be heading back sometime around that time. But yeah, it is. That's where I'm at there. CWX says Florida man. Oh, absolutely. I've heard that a lot actually. It's pretty funny stuff, I'll tell you. But all right, my friends. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. I feel like we got a lot of personal forecasts in there. I feel like we talked about this event here. Tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to be live. Let's see here. Because, like I said, we usually do live streams from Sunday nights to Thursday nights. And it's 30 nights here. Thursday night. It's getting late, y'all. It's getting late when I start saying some weird things, even though it's only 10 o'clock. But anyways, regardless, like I said, We usually don't do anything for Friday nights because the house gets busy, and obviously, the reason I'm alive now is because everyone's in bed because they have school and work. So probably I'm gonna say probably nothing tomorrow. Obviously nothing Saturday night either. So probably see you guys in the next 3 days. So I'll probably see you all next time Sunday night. Who knows? I mean, I might just pop up and go live tomorrow night or sometime. Who knows? I mean, if everyone goes to bed early, then screw it. I might just do it. But yeah. But all right, my friends. Once again, thank you all so much for joining us. Let's hear Proxy with another donation. Are you serious, Proxy? Proxy, thank you so much for that. That's seriously super, very generous of you. Huge shout out goes to you. Thank you so much for that. You are an absolute amazing person, or Proxy. You are very generous. You are super supportive. Thank you so much, Proxy. Big shout out goes to you. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Okay? Proxy, like I said, just please let me know if there's anything I can specifically do for you. Huge shout out goes to you. Let's go ahead and see here. WX puts the peace sign. See you later, WX and dude. Let's see here. Blondie says, bye, y'all. See you later, Blondie. Thank you for joining us. And before we head out, guys, I want to go ahead and say here, as we usually have, we have our pretty cool merchandise. We just put up 4 new shirts here on our page. Link is down in the description. We got the Happy Holidays shirt here with the cool NWW16 logo, the same one that I have on my personalized polo here. We used to have this on the shop, but we took it down. I think Proxy has the other one. Speaking of Proxy, did you ever get your polo like this one? And did you get the red one or did you get the black one? Because I had 2 different versions. I had the red and the black, but I got the black version here. But yeah, like I said, we have these here. Like I said, $29.99. They'll remain that here until January 1st, until they get taken off. Obviously, then the next set of merch for 2023 will come out here on the 1st or sometime on the first week of January. And then obviously all this stuff here. So yeah, Let It Snow, or sorry, Winter Here We Come. There's another one that says Let It Snow right there. And then of course we have the I Survived the 2022 hurricane season. If you guys take a look at that here. Let's see, you're waiting on my cool hoodie. I have the red polo. Wow. Well, Proxy, do you like it? I hope you do. Yeah, it's definitely really cool. Does yours, I'm assuming yours is like actually, there's actual thread here. I mean, this is like, you can feel the terrain, or you can feel the topography of the logo and stuff. It's really cool. But anyways, my friends, well, I think that's going to wrap it up here. Once again, we have a pretty cool merch page. Take a look at it down in the description. We got some other cool stuff, radar shoes, sleeves here. We got tumblers. We got mugs. There's actually a second mug we designed here. You can see here. That's our second generation. Our first generation mug was right here. You can see with the original logo and stuff like that. So that's if you guys do want to take a look at that here and everything like that. We got a mouse pads. I mean, we got flags. There's a flag right there, and then notebooks. Anyways, getting off topic there, my friends. Well, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your night. Like I said, we're not going to be live here tomorrow nights or Saturday nights. Not expecting to here. So that's kind of what we are seeing here. Let's see here. Proxy says, I bought a mug and a drawstring bag earlier too. What, today, Proxy? You did it? I didn't see that. Did you really? Proxy, seriously, thank you so much for your support. I mean, not seriously just on everything. That's super nice. Megan says, how big is the notebook? Let's see here. I listed this notebook like so long ago. Honestly, I forgot a lot of the dimensions of it. It says, here's a lot of the information on it. Yeah, you can just look at it. I don't know how big it is. I mean, you can compare it to sunglasses, I guess. There, it's pretty cool though. It actually is. I'd assume it's probably like that big. I know that really doesn't. Obviously that. Proxy says no. Those were earlier this year. Well, Proxy, thank you so much for everything. But yeah, check that out. Pretty cool stuff. But all right, my friends. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for tonight. We're going to go ahead and head on over here to the ending screen. Once again, y'all, thank you for joining us. We're going to make this look as cinematic as possible by having the outro be this big blast of cold air moving through the country. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for joining us. Hope y'all have an amazing rest of your night. And alrighty, guys, we'll catch you all here in the next one. Peace out, you guys. Once again, big shout out goes to our supporters. Before we head off here, I want to go ahead and say here, big shout out goes to Proxy. Thank you so much, obviously. Broadway, Megan, Popcorn for the membership, Lillian, Proxy. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you seriously so much. You guys are the best. All right, my friends. Thank you all so much for joining us, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.
9 p.m. at Mina. Skies were mostly cloudy. The temperature was 46 degrees, the dew point 25, and the relative humidity 43%. The wind was east at 5 miles an hour. The barometer stood at 30.27 inches and was steady. At Mount Ida, skies were mostly cloudy. The temperature was 45 degrees. At the Queen, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 47 degrees. At Fort Smith, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 48 degrees. At McAllister, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 49 degrees. At Fayetteville, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 48 degrees. At Little Rock, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 46 degrees. At El Dorado, skies were partly cloudy. The temperature was 45 degrees. And in Tennessee, Memphis reported mostly cloudy and 45 degrees. This is NOAA weather radio station KXI 97 in Mena, Arkansas, originating from the National Weather Service Forecast Office in North Little Rock. Your National Weather Service forecast for western Arkansas and southeast Oklahoma. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of rain, with possible showers and drizzle. Near steady temperature in the lower 40s. Southeast winds 10 miles an hour, with gusts to around 35 miles an hour. The chance of rain 20%. Friday, cloudy. A chance of rain, with possible showers and drizzle. Highs in the lower 60s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. The chance of rain 50%. Friday night, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers. Lows 44 to 52. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour in the evening, shifting to the north 5 to 15 miles an hour after midnight. The chance of rain 50%. Saturday, mostly sunny.